good morning. How are you? It's Kirsten Liebelt. Welcome in. Jump in, jump in, jump in. The first thing I want to know is, we switched to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and today is 10 a.m. Central Standard Time because of the inauguration. Do you like the new time of 11 a.m. or did you prefer the 10 a.m.? I think I know that you guys prefer what we've changed to, so I'm good with that. I'm really, really good with that. I only switched today just because of that. So, but I do want to know that. So if you're jumping on and you're like on the replay, let me know you're on the replay. I would love to know that. Today, we're actually going to talk about unlocking the conversation about minerals to help your insulin resistance. You guys, what fires me up almost the most, because simple answers, simple help. It's not rocket science. This isn't Mount Kilimanjaro. But unfortunately, we're led to believe very, very much that we have to take scripts no matter what. And we're treated like this is almost like a terminal diagnosis, as though like there's nothing you can do. There's no reversing. That's BS. Okay, we're going to get into that today. Woohoo! The sun is shining. I woke up, it was about 15 below out here in Minnesota. What? OMG. So about 15 below out. Today is my son's birthday. We have 3 birthdays in January. So we're all going to go out for dinner tonight. That'll be very nice. But I was in Rochester, Minnesota, home of the Mayo Clinic this weekend for a business conference. Love going down to Rochester. I just love it so much. And I was thinking about you guys a lot because one of my customers, she sent me and she said, why not talk about the minerals? And I'm like, well, I feel in my brain like I do with you guys, but I really don't. I don't break it down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, literally why? Over 10 years ago when I started the trio, literally why? In my opinion, making no claims whatsoever, even though my dad was type 2 diabetic and he died at 63 and he was insulin dependent, even though I was gestational diabetic at 22 with my first baby, and I was checking my blood 4 times a day, even though I had every symptom under the sun for insulin resistance in my 40s, and I didn't even start anything until I'm in my upper 40s and change out my food until my 50s. Like I'm going to be 60. Even though all of that, I'm convinced for me, and I can only tell my story, that this is what helped me 100% completely avoid type 2 diabetes. I'm the only one in my family that did it. I'm the only one. Also, just so happened that because I was reversing my insulin resistance, you guys, when you do that, you can finally lose weight. And I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s. So minerals. Let me break this down for you so that you have knowledge. Because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So applied knowledge is power. All right. That's just a little bit of my story, and I'm super passionate. Every day at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we go live right here. Today, we moved it up an hour because of the inauguration. I know people are just going to be busy paying attention to stuff and whatever. And I thought, I don't want to miss today. I don't want to do that. I want to still be on. So we're going to do this. And if you're on the replay again, God bless you. I know that a lot of you really do pay attention to your time slots. So we're off schedule. Sorry. All right. So if you did not know that there are basic and simple things to help you manage your blood sugar and your insulin resistance, today, let yourself have just a little bit of hope, have a little bit of encouragement. I grew up very much in this Italian family where there was so much food all the time, a lot of food connections. And I talk about that a lot. But, all the men, mostly the men, I mean, the women too, but mostly the men had these very large insulin resistant bellies, and they would wear their belt underneath their big hard bellies, right? And then they would fight over what size their waist was. I mean, I know, right? I know. But this, like I have a 32-inch waist. You're like, not even close. But that was just kind of, I thought this was very normal, that men are going to have big bellies and that you're just going to end up type 2. You're just going to be on meds. Like kind of your life is going to be challenging. Well, what a great information piece to know that you are probably just deficient in a few things. Doesn't that make you feel like so much better to know that maybe you just have a couple of deficiencies because of maybe the way that our food supply has changed, maybe because of the way that our soil has changed. I mean, there's a million things, right? We're like deficient in iodine, which can affect your thyroid because we went from iodized salt. We went from Morton salt, which was trash anyway. That's not the point. And then we moved to sea salt. Now we don't get the iodine. I mean, simple things. But let me give you understanding so you can have your V8 moment today. Okay. Like, oh, hi, Magda. You love the snow? OMG, Magda. Oh, my stars. Stop it. Stop it. I'm doing your conversation today, Magda. We're going to talk about minerals, and you joined just right at the perfect timing because I'm going to get into it. Thank you so much for following. TikTok, I just want you to know what a beautiful thing that the ban or whatever it was, the glitch, and I'm not even going to get into it. How nice is it that we did not completely lose connection? You know, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but TikTok is a really, really special place. And the reason why is because it is the only social media platform that is really actually more of a search engine and will put your information. I can talk about type 2 diabetes and reversing insulin resistance, and I can help people with their health to strangers more every single day than I can on Instagram or Facebook. I can get strangers on my content. That's why it's like, thank you so much for liking the video, tapping the screen. Thank you for sharing out the information. Thank you for following me. Because then do you understand how we can actually get hope and encouragement into the hands of other people, like strangers who they've never seen me before. And strangers are seeing me now for the first time on TikTok. Probably not happening as much on Facebook and Instagram. You can put it in the comments. If you are on Facebook and Instagram, and if you are a total stranger to me and you've never seen me before, I'd love to know who of you are strangers and you've never seen me and now you're watching me today, versus TikTok is like a stream because of the algorithm. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. I so appreciate it because I'm really, really passionate about my journey, what happened to me, how I lost my dad at 63, and how now I'm the only one to have avoided type 2 diabetes. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm an Italian chick who figured it out. I'm an Italian girl who saw my dad with a Lazy Susan full of meds that my mother was crying about the day after he died. And I went, hold on just a second. If medicine is so freaking phenomenal, why is he dead? Like, it was just a fleeting thought and it turned into this journey. Now I get to help you guys and be blessed daily by your testimonies. Okay, this is really good. Good morning, Carol. Cold and snowy. Yes. It was 14 below here. Wow. Like, why do I live where it hurts my face? That's the question, right? Anyway, okay, so let's jump into this. So are you stuck trying to manage your blood sugar with a lot of the same old solutions? That's really the question. Sometimes it's berberine. And if it works for you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, it's not doing it for me, okay? How about if you're on scripts like MET? I'm not going to say the full name. I still don't trust that we're not being censored. MET. Well, I didn't appreciate the fallout of that when my mother was on it and she had dementia and it gave her bathroom issues, if you know what I mean. I cleaned up a lot of stalls because when you have dementia, you can't assess yourself very well. Okay, so that side effect was not super pleasant, right? But what if you're missing a very simple link like minerals? What if you're missing that? I love reverse engineering why things started to help me. I didn't know, you guys, when I started to target my supplementation, I was in my upper 40s, not a granola person, not a supplementer. I took ibuprofen, and in my 30s, I took Metabolife, which got banned by the FDA because of ephedra. Can harm your heart, something like that, whatever. And I took that. That was me. I didn't eat clean. I ate like an Italian girl. I was like, I'm not changing out my food. I'm not going to give up my pasta. I'm not going to give up my, I just saw everything as like negative, giving up, giving up, giving up. And I didn't understand. That's a whole nother conversation, but I didn't understand. And then that's when I decided to supplement. That's when I started with the trio. These are the 3 that help with insulin sensitivity. That's where I started because I wasn't willing to change out my food. Okay. Little did I know that there were minerals in there that my body needed. And my body went, respond, 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 game on. And then I was finally able to lose weight because when your insulin is high, you can't lose weight. When your liver is tired, you can't burn fat. There are biological realities. And you're like on this hamster wheel going, what in the world? Why can't I lose a pound? I used to count points and drop weight. I used to get on the elliptical and drop weight. I used to like just live in a calorie deficit only and lose weight. And now nothing is working. Change your lens. You have to change the lens that you're viewing your weight loss through. Insulin resistance. Okay. That's me. That's my conversation. It's like the same conversation every day with just a little bit of a tweak and a twist and a whatever. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. You are amazing. I appreciate you. You just change your lens and all of a sudden I came into my 50s hot mess express. Chew. You guys, I was like short of my 51st birthday when I finally decided to change out my ingredients. I'll be 60 in a week. I'm leaving my 50s elevated, my health, my function, my sleep. I get it on the floor with my grandbabies. I have energy. I don't feel like trash. I don't have the brain fog that I used to have. I don't have the symptoms of insulin resistance. Like I turned it, I did it. And it was not rocket science. And it's not rocket science for you either. They just keep you chasing your tail. Okay. So millions of people are literally struggling with insulin resistance, and most do not realize that mineral deficiencies play a huge role. Insulin resistance isn't just a sugar issue. It is a cellular issue. Cellular. Minerals are the key to unlocking better function. So when I began to reverse engineer, specifically this one in the trio, why these were working for me, I was shocked. I actually thought that I was concerned that I was going to give out misinformation from what I was studying. This is years ago now. I thought can I say that? Can I really just say that these minerals? And this line does such a beautiful job. If you need anything on the trio, just put trio in the comments. If you're on Facebook, I'll come back and I'll get you a cart. Instagram and TikTok, you have to reach out to me because it doesn't stay after the live. But if you want information on the trio, let me know. But I did not know that the minerals were what were really helping my body to turn back around. So the first one, the blends. You have to have lines that do really, they get everything off of organic farms, number one, and they know how to put together a blend like nobody's business. Because I'm telling you, it is the blends. Okay. So number one, chromium picolinate, very specifically picolinate, helps improve the way that insulin works by increasing its sensitivity. Remember your goal, insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. It's a cellular conversation. Everybody say in your mind, if you're around people, cellular. It's not a sugar problem. Yes, we talk about sugars. Yes, sugars are affected. Yes, that's what's happening, but this is a cellular conversation. Your weight loss ability is hormonal, cellular. Okay. So your cell is closed. You're resistant. Your cell is closed. No, thank you. I would not like more insulin and glucose. Have a nice day. I changed the lock. Hi, Julie. Hi. It's less than 100, Julie. Yeah. Hi. Good to see you. Go look on my, it's like, It is. It's less than 100. It will not get you free shipping. Put it that way. So that's why some people will buy 2 months at a time. Okay. Just to let you know. That way you can, oh, I gave myself balloons on Instagram. Go look on my profile though, or go to kirstenliebelt.com and you'll see the little yellow star trio button. Okay. And the carts there. But your cell says no more. So you're trying to get that door to open. Sensitive. You need your cell to be sensitive to insulin. Okay? Chromium picolinate helps improve the way insulin works by increasing its sensitivity and enhancing your ability to metabolize glucose. It's a very bioavailable form for your body that it can actually use. Okay? It's a very bioavailable form, but you can go and buy that all by itself. But this is another piece of the puzzle. This blend also has a couple of herbs in it that help with sugar cravings and appetite control. But the other mineral that it adds is vanadium. Now, who knows this stuff? Come on. Like, I didn't know any of this. But you can just research and find things out. So vanadium, it's shown to mimic insulin, supporting your blood sugar regulation naturally without the same side effects as pharmaceuticals. I'm going to repeat that because I know that a lot of you are really tired of the side effects of scripts. Shown to mimic vanadium, shown to mimic insulin, supporting blood sugar regulation naturally without the same side effects as scripts. Okay. And then let's talk about magnesium for half a second. Magnesium, essential for you guys, the magnesium deficiency is staggering. Like, why are we so deficient in magnesium? Like, this is ridiculous. Has a lot to do with different things that we eat or take, pharmaceuticals, etc., and it makes us deficient. Maybe I need to do a whole live on that where we just talk about why the heck are we so freaking deficient in magnesium? Because I'm telling you, that's another thing that you can do that's simple. Okay. It's essential for over 300 enzyme functions, including glucose regulation and insulin sensitivity. Most all people are deficient in magnesium. Modern diets do not provide enough minerals due to depleted soil and processed foods, making supplementation essential. Like, you almost don't even have a choice. But your medical provider will probably never, ever, ever, ever tell you about a mineral deficiency because they don't know how to say chromium picolinate or vanadium. They only know how to say met, if you know what I mean. They only know how to say met because that's what they've been trained in. Okay. So when you have like a glycinate blend, which is what I take, it is so incredibly beneficial. I take 2 magnesium every single night before I go to bed. Glycinate is a very bioavailable and it brings your body down a notch or a couple notches. It really can help with so many things. Now, there are many magnesiums. In fact, I'm just going to make a notation. I don't know if I have a pen right here, but I'm going to make a notation. I'm going to do a live on magnesiums because I feel like if you understood the different magnesiums, you would be, it would really, really benefit you to know what is helping with what. Okay. So right now I'm currently taking a magnesium blend. I do not have a code for it. I do not have a link for it. It's just off of Amazon and it's a glycinate blend. But I do have a magnesium glycinate blend launching March 12th. And I'm going to tell you, when you have a line that does everything off of organic farms or they source properly, things really work well inside of your body. So the particular one that's getting launched is it's a marine source. Kristen, good morning. You found me. I'm an hour early because of the inauguration today. So I didn't want people to have whatever. People, it's a big day in it's always a big day. January 20th is always a huge day. It's my son's birthday and it's the inauguration, and this has just been our life forever. So I always think that way. Maybe not everybody does, but because of my son's birthday, I'm always cognizant. Today is inauguration day. And so I know people want to see stuff. But it is a marine source, which is where magnesium should be coming from. And it is a blend. It's not just a glycinate. You guys, it was really hard to find different blends that I wanted. Really hard. I was a little shocked. Sometimes I feel like, well, I live in the land of Amazon. I can get anything I want. Well, not if manufacturers aren't making it. So anyway, whatever. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. So when it comes to magnesium, glycinate is your most bioavailable, highly absorbable. It's supporting your cellular energy production. It's helping to balance your blood sugar. It's helping you to reduce your stress. Like, this is huge. Magnesium is different because it does not mimic insulin like vanadium, doesn't mimic it, but it supports insulin function at a cellular level, making it an essential part of a comprehensive approach. Okay. Now, how does this thought process compare then to berberine or met? Okay, let's just talk about that. Berberine is a supplement, met is a script. Berberine and met are popular, but they work differently. Berberine works as an AMPK activator to lower your blood sugar, but it can cause digestive upset for some people. Okay, that's number one. Number two, met, which is a pharmaceutical option. It comes with side effects like fatigue, B12 deficiency or depletion, and digestive issues. The one that I was privy to the most was the bathroom issues that it was causing for my mom. I was very, 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 very disappointed and a little upset when I took her to her primary and I said, what are we doing here? Like, we have a lot of accidents going on. And he was so flippant. Carol, I know. Good morning. And yes, I know. She's saying she can't wait for the magnesium. Me too. Trust me. And hey, if you want to be on my VIP first to know list about the magnesium, go to kirstenliebelt.com, my first last name.com. It's right up there for TikTok. One scroll. And at the very bottom, it'll say, get on my first to know list. And you can do that. Anyway, I think, Carol, you're already on there. But let's see, what was I saying? Oh, yes. And talking to the doctor, and he was kind of flippant about it, even though I loved this doctor very much. He treated my mother like a queen. He was amazing. Okay. So I really am not, but in that moment, he's like, it was just so common. Oh yeah, that's the Met. That's the Met. And he said the name. I'm like, excuse me. You're not the one in the Culver's bathroom. Culver's, Costco. So we don't always like these side effects, right? Minerals are a gentler foundational approach, okay, that supports your body naturally without the side effects. Minerals build cellular health instead of just managing symptoms, okay? So taking these, like taking supplementation that helps you with your minerals, helps you with your metabolism, your visceral fat, your liver. And you guys, all you have to do is go watch any of my reruns on liver conversation, like liver. It's your detoxifying organ. It's your fat metabolizing organ. Like, love your liver. Okay. I talk about that a lot. I just have talked probably more about because there's 3 of these. I've probably talked more about the one that helps you with your liver than I have about the one that is the thermogenic, helping you with your visceral fat. And probably then also more than this one, which is the one with the minerals. Okay. So when you look at the trio on my site, or, first of all, look at the testimonies. Do not skip over the button that says trio testimonials. You guys have to not take my word for stuff. You have to see what everybody else has been personally texting me. Okay. And that's just a compilation. That's not even all of the testimonies. That's just it's a picture, but it's a Google sheet where you can like read. Losing weight, sugars down, insulin, appetite control, sugar craving, food noise going away. You guys, you don't need to have injections. My opinion, just my opinion. You can do this naturally, okay? And not have the fallout of losing muscle, not have the fallout. I mean, if that's all, I already know that there's more to it than that, because I've had some of you switch over from injections to this. You've switched because you didn't like the constipation, you didn't like the nausea, you didn't like certain things about the injection, or you just knew that wasn't. I'm not putting down people who are using it. I'm just telling you, we have to think beyond sometimes. And if you are not in a position where you are in a very, just a prominent position of needing to do that, and you've got some time to be able to journey on your own, learn how to fish, or you want to combine so that you can trade it out over time, you can do that too, right? But my point being that the number one concern that I have is the loss of muscle. And girls, we can't be losing our muscle. We can't do that. I will be 60 in a week. Muscle is on my 2025 to-do list. Okay. I've never been a gym rat. I've never been somebody who really wanted to do a lot of like lifting or anything like that, but muscle is on my 2025 bingo card for sure. Okay. Because I took care of my mom with dementia. So I understand now, maybe at a different level than I did. And then when John Klusterman came in last month, he's our resident expert on all things supplemental like this. I mean, he is a freaking, like, he's been in the longevity space for over 30 years. 30 years. So he's like, listen, number one way to know that you can live a long life, you need leg muscle. Do not miss leg day. It's like, you've got to have muscle on your body because you have to have stability. So what are my thoughts on the O injection? We can do it, Darla. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Well, again, and it's exactly what I just said. I am not, because you guys are my customers. I mean, I have many of you that are on injections, but there are some of you are trying to like walk both lanes to get off of the injection. My major concern is that there are some people who they need a fix like yesterday, like they're in a big pickle, and that's a completely different conversation. And I am not a doctor. I'm just a girl sharing my story and then the testimonies of tons and tons and tons, bunches of other people with what I know, with the lane that I'm in. Okay. When it comes to that, I mean, I did this and I lost 3 sizes in my 50s. And I changed out my food. I learned how to fish, changed out my food ingredients, and took these. And I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s. Now, somebody else might be like, well, I don't want to wait as long as it took you. And it did take me a while because I also a little slow at assessing my emotional attachments to food. Not going to lie. Took me a while. I took a lot of carb blocker for about 3 to 4 years. Okay. Just because I needed to assess my own triggers and my own connection to food. Having said that, my biggest number one concern about the O injection is the muscle loss. It is the muscle. It doesn't matter if it's the W injection, the M injection, the O injection. I'm very concerned about the muscle loss. And even with like John Klusterman, when he came in and he said, when you're taking the orange pixie stick, when you're taking this is a thermogenic. This is a thermogenic. He said, because you are losing then inches off of your waist and your hips more quickly, because it's a thermogenic, he said, make sure you're taking the CLA with it. So if you're on my site and if you look up lean muscle, you'll know what I'm talking about. It helps you to burn fat, save muscle. Okay. Take it with it, because you don't want to be losing fat, because the conversation, you guys, is not weight. It's fat. It's fat. Weight could be impacted waste. It could be water. It could be muscle. I got rid of my scale about 7 years ago. Okay. But when you have, this is a clinical dose of an extract. It's an orange pixie stick. You put it on your tongue just like this. Tastes like orange candy, not lying. And the results have been really, really great. People are losing inches off of their waist and their hips because it's an actual thermogenic burning. It burns. Okay. Then he came into town and he said, when you're taking this, take the CLA with it. I did not know that until he said that. So, okay, that's fine. Then he said, then take a break because you don't want your body to get used to it. You want your body to, be able to reignite itself again. Okay. So I was off of it for 30 days and I just started back on it again this morning. And I'm going to tell you, for anybody who's been taking this and because you haven't seen my stories yet this morning, I am really, really excited about what did not happen during those 30 days. I am very excited. And now I'm even more motivated. I will measure myself today like I did not do in August because I was skeptical. I don't know. I've never taken a thermogenic. I never knew nothing about thermogenics or I'm like, I don't know. I don't weigh myself. So I don't know. I was really skeptical. I'm like, and about 2 weeks in, my husband and I were both like, am I kind of like just imagining things or whatever? Then we started to get testimonies from people on our business team, and that really kind of solidified it. Then I had somebody test their sugars with it so that I could refer it to you. Then I started recommending it to you, and now I'm getting your results, and this is very happy, right? So I took my 30 days off. I'm going to measure myself today, and I'm going to go another 90 days, and I'll keep you posted. But my point being in all of that she asked me what I thought about the O injection, and I know that's a long answer, but the truth is that I'm a firm believer, having used adaptogenic herbs, which is not this, but I used adaptogenic herbs and I still take them to this day. Adaptogenic herbs help to support your adrenals, which balance out your hormones. I live with a lot of balance inside of myself. I do not live with hormonal chaos. Insulin is a hormone, cortisol is a hormone, all of the other hormones that make you think you're crazy, losing your mind, make you doubt yourself, make you feel super vulnerable, all of those things. I started with the knowledge that God gave us answers like 14 years ago. And now I then transfer that into my insulin resistant conversation and my fat loss conversation. And this is where I'm at now. So not everybody has to think the same way that I do. I just don't want to lose muscle. I want to learn how to fish. And I'll wrap up with this then today because I want everybody to be able to go take in the day and etc. You're doing the same as me, Magda says, just restarted the orange pixie stick today as well. That's awesome. Measure yourself, okay? Measure yourself, Magda. I'm going to too. I'm going to make myself do it. This weekend, I went on a business conference, and somebody asked me when I was there, do you bring food with you? How do you do this? And one of the things that I did this weekend that I really, really enjoyed, and now I knew that I was going to have a mini fridge in my room. And if you guys want help with food ingredient trade outs because you want to learn to fish, you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, I know that there are natural answers too. I really do know this inside of myself. And I know that if I could learn how to fish, I'd be so much happier also. Because now I'm not confused, right? But I did have to go through my own season of learning. So if you want to know more about that, get into the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. We do a 5-day insulin resistant reset every single month. And the next one starts on February 3rd. And I'll go live every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. And then you can watch the replays. And that will help you to learn how to fish. Do you want to learn how to fish? So this weekend, the things that I brought with me were this. I brought pork rinds. Okay, so you have to understand, you got to know my background. My husband, I got married 37 years ago, and he taught me all about chips and cottage cheese. Chips and cottage cheese. So when I started my food journey, totally addicted to Trader Joe's salt and pepper kettle chips and cottage cheese. Like, what could possibly be better? This is me, okay? Well, I have not had that forever, right? Now, I know not everybody likes pork rinds, and I'm going to be really honest. If you are buying any kind of a flavored pork rind, you better be reading the ingredients because most of them are trash, MSG all over the place, and just the junkiest of ingredients. It's challenging to find a good flavored pork rind that doesn't have trash in it. Okay, so I've just done a lot of original. But it dawns on me recently, like, OMG, why am I not just dipping this into cottage cheese like I did a chip? Like, I have no idea why that, like, never came to me. Really, really good. So I brought cottage cheese and I brought pork rinds. Then I brought my 2% Fage yogurt that I can get at the store. It's unsweetened. I brought some sweetener with me, okay, so I could mix it up. And then as a treat, because I do not regularly eat peanut butter. Peanut butter are legume. It's legumes, it's not a nut, and it's not a protein. It's a fat. Okay. But as a treat, I took my Fage and my sweetener and some peanut butter. And then I would take my little like cup and I'd go to, we stayed at a Hilton that has like a lounge where you could go get little breakfast and stuff, whatever. So I would go to the lounge and I would I put some slivered almonds on there and some some berries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, whatever they had. And I would mix it up and I made my own parfait. And that will keep you full for a very, very long time. Having a little parfait like that, the high fat Fage yogurt, it's Greek yogurt, high protein. It's unsweetened. You're sweetening it yourself. You could add in your own, even if you couldn't go to some place like that, you could either bring your own organic frozen berries. I'll do that at home sometimes. Or you can go out and don't buy shredded coconut that's in the baking aisle that has all the sugar on it, but you can buy unsweetened shredded coconut. That's a really good, oh my gosh, that was hysterical. Oh my gosh. I wish I would have had a screenshot of that. She did. Kristen sent me bubble gum and it blew a bubble. That's hysterical. You probably don't know this, Kristen, but I actually love gum. I blow bubbles all the time for my grandsons, especially when they're babies, because they'll just be like, and then they want to touch. So that was really, really fun. Kristen, you're a hoot. Kristen, you're a hoot. Thank you. That was so, so nice of you. So nice of you. So having things like that on hand. Okay. So, unsweetened shredded coconut, because you don't want to add granola. You guys, granola is grain. We got to get out of this indoctrination that grain is good for us. It is not good for you when you're insulin resistant. It's not. So I teach sugar-free, grain-free, legume-free, and I love the food that I eat. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight. Also, too, you can get Tillamook is a brand of sugar-free beef jerky. That's not terrible ingredients. That's another good thing to have on hand if you have a little beef jerky in your purse when you go someplace. What else did I do? I think that was the most of it. The most of what I brought. I don't think I brought anything else other than that. But as you can imagine, when you're sitting in a business conference or you are off schedule, whatever, or you're not eating at the same times that you maybe are during your normal life, you could get hungry, or your brain is telling you you're supposed to be eating now, and you're like, but I don't have anything. And then it's really easy to quote unquote cheat. Well, my form of cheating is to add peanut butter into my yogurt. This is a success hack, you guys. I hope you're hearing this. Like, if you'll stay limited and streamlined in what you're doing right now, then you have all these options that are still available to you that you just weren't indulging in all the time. And you're really not leaving your plan you're really not cheating, but it feels like cheating to you because you're not doing it regularly. It's kind of like, I don't do this all the time either. I'm going to give you this this one's kind of naughty, okay? So if you don't want to hear anything naughty, you need to just scroll right now. Like, just scroll. But this is something that I will do occasionally, especially with the grandbabies. So if you go to, this is so not approved by Maria Emmerich or anybody like that. Go to Walmart and there are whipping cream cans, and there's one by Ready Whip called Keto. Now the ingredients are not perfect. Okay, so all the ingredient police, shh, just pretend you didn't hear it from me. And that happens to be sort of decent ingredients. I mean, like if you go and you look at like Cool Whip in a container, or sugar-free Cool Whip in a container in the freezer, trash. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to look at it to be really honest to remember. I think there's like seed oils in there, and there's like aspartame or something terrible. I don't even know. It's been so long since I've looked at it. I'm not talking about that. This is very specific. Ready Whip has a canister, and I could just buy a canister off of Amazon and make my own, and I probably will just do that. In fact, that's probably needs to be on my agenda. But Ready Whip Keto, and I think it's purple. And so you can do treats like that for yourself when you don't indulge in them all the time, and you're not ruining yourself because it's still extremely low carb. There's no protein in it. Like, it's not high protein. It's not going to fill you up, but it's a really nice little treat. So I hope you're kind of catching a little bit of what I'm meaning. Like I go into this a little bit more in the group when we do the 5-day insulin resistant resets. Next one starts February 3rd. I have more time to go into that because I want to teach you how to fish. I want to teach you how to do this for yourself. Do these things for yourself. The gut primer, I didn't even talk about that today, so I won't go into it. This is what kept me from getting constipated this weekend. This is what kept me from like feeling like trash. I would have less sleep than usual, still feel amazing. It's not a Greens product, even though it looks like one. I use tools like this to keep me functioning at a high level because, you guys, I have goals. I have dreams. I have thoughts for my family. This weekend, they started out the weekend with a talk about where do you want to be in 5 years? Have you written it out? Do you have a vision for yourself? Well, if I feel like trash, like I spoke on stage this weekend for a teeny tiny little time. And you know what? If you feel like trash all the time, if you don't feel good, if you don't like the way you look, if you don't like your size, if you don't like the fact that you can't get down on the floor with your grandbabies, if you don't like the fact that you're constipated all the time, if you don't, fill in the blank. I don't want to go out of town to a conference, not sleep and wake up feeling like trash, but I just know how to run my life now. I know what to do before I go to bed at night. I'm waking up in the morning and I'm taking my gut primer and my probiotic. I'm making sure that I've got impacted waste moving through my body, right? Okay. I go to bed and I take my 2 turmeric and my 2 ashwagandha and my 2 magnesium and my vitamin C. And then I take my my multi-mineral, multivitamin, and phytonutrient. Those are 3 in 1 little case. That's my daily vitamin. I take a premium, an upgraded daily vitamin, mineral, vitamin, phytonutrient. I take those and I go to bed. And while I'm sleeping, I have cellular regeneration going on. I wake up, I feel great, even if I have slept less than I do when I'm here at home. I kind of don't even notice the difference. I could go into that for about an hour. I spent my entire time raising my children counting the hours of sleep that I was getting. So concerned that if I got anything less than 6 hours of sleep, I would be like, it was my own mental universe. Just don't pay any attention to me in my mental universe. But I was very hyper aware of how much sleep I was getting at any given time. Because I told myself that if I didn't get a certain number of hours of sleep, I was going to feel like trash, function like trash, etc. Prior to having like the gut primer in my life, definitely focused on sleep, got my sleep. But it wasn't until the gut primer that I noticed that when I go out of town, which I do frequently, at least every 90 days, I'm on a business conference of some sort, going to hotels, and I went, oh my stars, on those nights when we're going to bed really late and I'm waking up early, I'm not feeling like I used to. Like, it's not just that I was getting sleep at home and then not sleep, feeling a little wonky, getting sleep at home, not getting as much sleep on the road, feeling the same. What is happening? Those tweaks I've learned how to make for myself. I've learned how to run my life. Okay. So I just want you to know that you can always reach out to me, ask me questions. I have been my own guinea pig. I test things for you. I've done this now for over 10 years. I will bring to the table not just my mindset, but the things that I've tested and tried, I've liked, I don't like. I know I can't take melatonin. It makes me feel drunk. But if you're a melatonin lover, I have a gummy that would just like blow your mind, those things. But I know for me, and you need to know for you. So give yourself permission for the journey. Give yourself permission. That's a little bit about what I talked about when we got to share this weekend on stage. Give yourself permission for your journey. Nobody's going to do it for you. Only you can prioritize in this conversation your health, your function. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's coming to make sure that your food is dialed in, to make sure that you're learning how to fish, to make sure that you're putting reminders on your phone to take your supplements. Nobody's coming for you, but I will be your best cheerleader. I will teach you how to do it without shame, give you a blueprint for your actual transformation. I mean, it's exciting. 2025 can blow out of the water any other year that you've had. Blow it right out of the water. So if you need to go from right now in January the 20th to swimsuit, you can always reach out to me with a fire emoji and I'll get you the direct link to the fat burner, because you won't want to miss that. But the overall conversation of insulin resistance, the trio, if you're looking for minerals to fill in those deficiencies and to actually help your blood sugar levels, your insulin levels, etc., and then the benefits go up from there. Reach out to me with trio, okay? And in my inbox on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, you can always put stuff right in the comments because I can come back and see those. So spell the beef jerky brand TILL, I think, AMOOK. Tilla, TILLA, Mook, MOOK. Thanks for asking, Magda. Thank you. So, all right. And she's going to measure herself. Woohoo! I'm going to measure because I'm going another 90 days. It's going to take me right up to, February, March, April, right up to swimsuit. We have a lot of traveling that we're doing this summer. So I want to be ready for any time that I get an opportunity to speak on stage. I want to be ready. I want to be ready to go and have fun with my friends. I built a business so that I could travel with my friends. I did it for that reason because I adore the association I'm a part of. And I wanted to be able to travel. And when you travel, there's nothing fun about having swollen ankles and feeling like trash and being constipated. And, the outfits that you picked out before you left, now they're tight on you after 24 hours of being on the road or flying or whatever. I'm just not interested in that anymore. And these are the things that I just want to make sure that I have in place now that I'm turning 60, because I have things that I know that are coming up on my calendar. And I know that you probably have a few things too. So always reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you, and enjoy Inauguration Day. It's, you know what? We live in an amazing country that allows us the ability to transfer power peacefully, and everybody gets to have their own opinions. And we should be so incredibly grateful that we do not have to worry about like, guerrilla warfare or, stuff like that. I remember when the Iraqis were able to vote for the first time after, the government switched over there, and they put their fingers in blue ink to prove that they had voted. And they were so proud to hold up their fingers with blue ink. So, we live in a country that has an incredible amount of freedom in the United States. Incredible. And we just need to always be grateful and thank God that we have these availabilities, because it's just not true around the world. It's just not. We're very isolated and we don't even understand, And so anyway, I'm just grateful. And then today is my son's birthday, my oldest son's birthday. So we're going to go out for dinner as a family, and I'll go to Red Robin and I will have my burger wrapped in lettuce and I will love it. Just letting you know. All right. Have a super blessed day, you guys. Love you. If you need anything, always reach out.